Yeah.
What's up, Trash Talkers? You are watching a recorded version of the UFC Fight Night Picks. With us, we have Triggered Joe Britson and Bill Send It 7 Pearson. Now, we usually don't go live on holiday weekends because, well, most of us are still active duty and we don't want to do shit on our 4 days. So that's why we do that. And the Muffin Fingers, the baker, all right, Chris, our producer, is in a pool tournament. Okay, not really sure what that's all about because he said his APA ratings is a 5, which means he sucks. Okay, so
notice how he didn't say billiards. It's literally a pool tournament with floaties, and they have doggy paddle races and bubble
play chickens.
You know, I'm starting to think, Joe,
Yeah.
you're onto something there because whenever he talks about playing pool, and then he
never
talks
says
about
billiards, does he?
Yeah, and then when he goes to the nationals, right, and he's only a 5 in APA, it's like you're not good. I was stumbling drunk paratrooper back in 2007 at Legends Pub, drinking 20 packs.
Legends.
And I was a 6.
Legends.
I was a 6, all right, in APA. I was 1 grade higher than you, and I was hammered all the time. All right.
Yeah, Nick literally changed their inventory for the month. They started ordering an extra case of Paps because he was drinking them out of PBR. That's truth.
Well, I got all these old 7th group guys to because 7th group was still there at the time. I got all these old 7th group guys to start playing poker with me because the Paps bottles had the poker cards underneath them. So we would drink them, and the worst hand paid the tab. Right. So we were sitting there, and if you had like a full house, everybody's got a straight flush. Like you got to start slamming some Paps because you got to make up. So it's sometimes when you're behind, you're drinking 15, 20 beers just to win, but then you end up losing. It's still a great time. All right. But anyways, let's quick recap from last week.
Let's do it.
We hit some parlays. All right. We didn't win our big parlays, our larger ones, because I think both you guys got 1 fight wrong. They picked 10 fights. So go back and watch it. Nobody else on any freaking show picks 10 fights. All right.
And 8 winners.
Yeah. And they picked 10 fights, had 8 winners. And thankfully, again, 2 weeks in a row, we lost one of the fights real early, and we were able to reset those parlays pretty quick. But I do have to brag a little bit because, like I called, when you go to Jared for Valentine's Day, all right, you leave broke. And I forget, I don't even remember who fought, but I just know that somebody went to Jared and got knocked out. But hey, quick recap, Joe. What did we hit? What were the big ones?
Oh shit! Tai Tuivasa knocking out Derek Lewis. We called that one exactly as it went down. Casey O'Neill dominated, like we said she would. Adesanya was close. Bobby Green was a dominant decision, like we said he would. Kyler Phillips won. We said he would. Jeremiah Wells we called Moicano over Hernandez. And then Bill called Olberg, and Olberg won. So there you go. There's 8 winners.
And
we fights, man. You're not going to find that anywhere else.
And Nick, we called Tui winning a week out. When everybody was saying it was going to be a wash, we were calling it for 7 days out.
Right. And I just called it because I'm a Derek Lewis fan because that's one of the few names I know. Again, remember, you guys watching, I don't know anything about UFC. I'm starting to get a little better. I start to recognize some names like this fight card we're about to go over. I see some names on here, but yeah, like it's unbelievable that I actually got flack from about 5 people who watch our show religiously that were like, really, Tuivasa? And I was like, I'm fucking betting it, right? And
they better look out for this dude because no one's ever taken that kind of punishment from Derek Lewis and returned fire with a knockout win. He took some serious shots, and Tuivasa, if I was a heavyweight, I would be scared of him because he just took Derek Lewis's best punch, and no one's been able to do that. So, and then he knocked him out.
Yeah, and then that knockout was something special because like the guy Derek took like 1 step, and then all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, I'm not awake, and then it fell flat. Like not the fake like dramatic Karen pass out. We're like and I fall over and kind of brace myself. It was a straight boom. Like, dude, nobody was home. It was pretty cool. But all right, with us again, I don't think we risked any points last week. So I think the champ Bill Send It 7 Pearson still got a 3-point lead. Because I know Joe picked up a point a couple weeks ago, but it's a 3-point lead. He's still holding it out for the Fisters, for the field artillery, whatever, people. We'll call them soldiers. I don't know. It's just I guess. Okay. They put on They put on the same. They put on the same uniform. They wear the okay, fine, all right. Like in that, every once in a while you hear them running down our dens, going boom, boom, like really, really cool. Yeah, okay. I guess that's an artillery unit coming. But all right, I'm done. I'm off of that because they are beating us. And then with us is Trigger Joe Britson, who again, guys, just take notes. Take notes of what they say. And we'll go through the fight card coming up tomorrow. And if you're watching it today, I should say, because I'll release this on Saturday morning. But yeah, take notes. They're going to go through the entire fight card. They're going to pick their locks. They're going to pick their DraftKings sleeper, and they're going to give you some parlays to bet. And it's all free advice. So just take it because they're better than anybody you're watching on ESPN. They're better than anybody you're watching on CBS sports gambling shows. Like, just it's stupid. Again,
and there's going to be remember when those guys were free when we do go over to Patreon, but it's coming. They only don't know who we are because they don't know who we are yet. But once they figure it out, yeah, this is going to be remember when that was free.
Hey, and Barstool Sports, I keep tagging you in this, like, and Bob Memory, like, man, like I said, dude, seriously, just pick us up. Like, you'll make money off our picks. Your whole audience will make money off our picks. So let's get that going.
I would love to throw down the Bet With Us live challenge, 1,000 per fight. Sit down and bet as they're walking to the octagon at the casino and see how much money we would make.
That'd be awesome. That would be pretty legit. But the first fight of the night is a middleweight fight, and you got Joaquin Buckley, who's coming in at 13-4 versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan at 11.
Oh my goodness!
All right,
that was incredible pronunciation.
Like now, I've spent some time in some Middle Eastern countries, so I do have those names down okay. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I don't know who these people are. I don't know how to handicap fights. I go off their jawline and their name. Okay, that's pretty much what I base all my decisions on. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie The Book of Life, but Joaquin has that special stone, and he doesn't the medal, right? And he doesn't lose. So I'm going Joaquin by first round knockout, and he's going to yell Joaquin right after he does it. So let's start with the champ. What say you?
Actually, Nick, you do know these guys. Once I just described these, how they're all 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon to each other. So they, the same guy that's been involved with both these guys have burned us on parlays. So if you remember, D. Sharico is the guy we called one of our locks, and he got kicked in the head about 40 seconds in by
the head kick merry-go-round.
Yeah, but Hassan head kicked Sharico, put him out, ruined one of our parlays. Sharico head kicked Buckley, knocked him out, and ruined one of our parlays.
I didn't like these guys.
So honestly, I got Buckley on this one. I think Joe's going to tell you decision. That's where we're going to differ a little bit. I actually have this one under 2.5. Joe's could be right too. I think I honestly, the only reason I'm going under 2.5 is I think these guys are going to come in here and try to throw head kicks at each other. One of them is going to get caught. I think Buckley probably has the stronger chin of the two of them. This fight could go either way. I would stay away from it betting if I were most people. But I'll take Buckley. And if I wanted to get a little bit ballsier, I'll go under 2.5 on this one.
Nice. Well, so that in the movie Bloodsport, what was that fight with Frank Dukes and the Thai boxer? Where they just started trading kicks with each other. He's like, come on. I could see it going this way with these two guys.
That was Paco. That was Paco. One name, no last name. The man's name was Paco in the movie.
I need to see Sam do one of those movies like that.
Now, well, I mean, Sam's an actor. He doesn't really know how to fight. Sam, if you're watching, you got nothing. All right. Like, I'm glad that some Chinese guy showed you a couple breaking complexes in Kung Fu. That doesn't make you an artist. Okay. The artist part of you is the acting. So just stick to that. Okay, Sam. All right, Joe, what say you?
I got Buckley, but I'm actually, just because of his explosiveness and Al Hassan's chin at this point, I think Buckley's a little more explosive, and I just think that he's bigger, he's younger, and I do agree with Bill that they're going to trade. And if they were featherweights, I'd say decision, but I'm actually changing what we talked about this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and say Buckley finishes them second round TKO. And I do agree with Bill that the safest play in this fight is under 2.5. After doing a little more research on it, there's probably going to be a knockout here.
I mean, with both these guys, money line is just dangerous. But if you pick the fight to just be under 2.5, you're a little safer. Because Al Hassan could easily knock out Buckley too.
All right, so that sounds like the safe bet here, Trash Talkers, is the under. All right, let's go to the next one where surprisingly is, we've been seeing a lot of, movement from the NFL over to UFC. So the old quarterback from the Bears, Jim Miller, all right, is going to be fighting against Nicholas Mota in a lightweight fight. Oh, wait, this is the same guy? Because Jim Miller is like 57 years old.
They're about the same age.
Yeah. Same age, probably.
Perfect. Now, I remember the reason this name strikes me with Jim Miller is I went to a Packer Bear game at Soldier Field once, and on the bus ride from the parking lot to the field, all right, there was a press reporter there, and had his press pass, and started talking to him, and we were like, "Hey, what about Jim Miller?" And he's like, "You don't think the NFL and their random drug testing knows who to test?" He's like, "Jim Miller came from nowhere and threw 30 touchdowns in 1 year." It's like, yeah, let's make this guy pee in a cup. And they were right. they were right. You don't go from like third string backup, like Willie Beeman style, to just dropping dimes and ropes. So yeah.
Maybe he set the bar high. Who knows?
Yeah. So you got Jim Miller at 33-16 versus Nicholas Mota. And because Mota's got the great name of Nicholas, I don't see this going any other way than the fastest knockout in UFC history by Nicholas Mota. Joe, what say you?
Oh, this may be where Bill and I differ. I told him I wasn't locked in on this fight, and I'm going to go ahead and say this is a rough matchup for Mota. Because he's overmatched on the ground, but because I've seen some of the MMA math, and they both fought a similar opponent in Joe Selecki, who was able to hold Jim Miller on the ground. He wasn't able to take Mota down. He wasn't able to hold him down. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and say Mota's takedown defense is good enough to stay on the feet. And if it stays on the feet, I like Mota in this one. And, I want to say TK. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say I like Mota in this one, late second round TKO.
Very nice. Very nice. Bill, what say you?
So I'm looking at stats again. I hate this fight.
Could have a point here.
Fuck it, we haven't done one in a while. Let's go with the point. I'm going to take Jim Miller.
You don't get to choose the points anymore, Bill. I do.
I'm going to do Jim Miller.
Yes, I like Jim Miller. But no, Nick's going to win.
First round submission.
I'm going to go Jim Miller, second round choke.
Second round submission. All right.
So either way, second round.
To the bettors out there. To the bettors that are
out.
actually watching this. We will give you pretty good parlays off the undercard. This is another fight I would stay away from with a parlay. One, Mota's this rising star who has hands. He's got vicious hands. My problem is Jim Miller is an old vet who's like 31-16. He's fought the who's who. He's a really tough guy to be your first fight in the UFC. I mean, that's a rough guy to be your first guy. So I think Jim Miller is just an old grizzled vet who's going to know how to avoid the big shots and put him on his back and keep him there. So that's why I'm going with that. But parlay-wise, don't touch this one.
All right. There you have that. All right. The next fight. All right, is coming up. And, I know it's not as flashy because we don't have the fight card up. And, Muffin Fingers is at his pool party or whatever the fuck he's doing. But we have a heavyweight fight next. And let me look at the card here. You got
some fat bodies.
Parker Porter. Really? Is that his real fucking name? Is that his real name? All right. Parker Porter.
He's been on Trailer Park Boys twice.
Yeah, 12-6 versus Alan Baudot. But he churches that shit up, right? Okay, so This is a tough one because I don't think you can ever. Parker Porter's got one of those spoiled rich kid names, probably why he's 12-6, and then the other guy's French, whatever he is, 8-2. I'm gonna go with the French guy in a decision. I'm not gonna watch this one. I can't stand these guys already. So, Bill, what say you?
I'm going Parker Porter. I don't think he gets out of the first round. Parker Porter actually looked all right in his last fight, to be honest with you. Bordeaux's got a 4-inch reach advantage, which I don't think is going to be that big of a deal. Not with these guys. I think Parker Porter, first round TKO, he's a heavy favorite. I think MGM had him at -250 the last time I checked. I agree with that. Obviously, they're heavyweight, so any lucky shot gets in there, it can change the fight. But I'm going Parker Porter, first round TKO.
All right, awesome. Trigger Joe, what you got?
Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and say sames, but I'm gonna say that they do get out of the first round, and after that, it's a lot of chubby, fat, flailing arm punches with guys who's got their jaws slung open so hard they're on the ground because they can't breathe. So I think it's a decision, and I think Porter gets the job done 30-27, and not a real exciting fight. So but in the first round when they got that power and everybody's fresh and they don't run out of gas, I could see it ending in the first round. But after that, I think they're going to revert back to fat bodies playing slap and tickle in the weeds.
So you're calling this
Porter's
like
going to come out on top.
You're calling this like a high school heavyweight wrestling match where the two heavyweights aren't very good and they kind of just flop around on the mat all day. All right, yeah.
100%.
All right, so hey, there you go.
And then they run into Brock Lesnar, and you realize that your heavyweight was just fat.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. And it's the co-main. What the hell is a catch weight? When did they come up?
So basically, they fight at one weight.
They changed this fight so many times that Pickett needed to change the weight to make it.
They normally fight at 185. They're not big enough to fight at 205, so they're meeting in the middle at 195.
Gotcha. Okay, so this isn't a real weight class.
Yes, because Pickett couldn't make weight, Dawkins agreed to do a catch weight.
All right, so there you go. That's a good intel right there. I got Dawkins at 10-2 versus Pickett at 13-6. And seeing as Dawkins wants this fight so bad, I'm going Dawkins first round annihilation. Joe, what say you?
Possible.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that Dawkins submits him in the second round.
All right, sub action.
Dawkins is 10-2. He's got 8 subs out of 10 wins. He's never been knocked out. He's never knocked anybody out. He's a ground fighter. Pickett's a stand-up guy, and Pickett's only chance is to throw bombs. And if Dawkins can avoid that, which I think he can, I mean, he just beat Kevin Holland. It saved our ass on that parlay, though, because it was the one that got no contest. Nick, you remember that?
Yep.
They called it a no contest, and it saved our ass. But Dawkins finished Kevin Holland in that fight. We just got lucky. So I like Dawkins. I say this is just another tune-up fight for him as far as Pickett goes. I don't think the competition's there. Dawkins is one of my locks. I got him in the second round sub.
Very nice. Bill, the champ, what say you?
Same thing. Dawkins.
Ding dong.
Yeah. I think Dawkins is better than his heavyweight brother. He's definitely far better on the ground. I mean, really, no need to keep harping on what Joe said. Pickett's going to try to throw bombs. Dawkins is going to do a level change, and he's just far superior than him on the ground. I got Dawkins will probably do a choke. So I'll go Dawkins by choke second round.
Very nice. Very nice. So there you have it. Before we get to the main event, I just want to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, which is 10th Mountain Whiskey. All right. So go to 10thmountainwhiskey.com. Go get yourself a bottle of bourbon. But they got a new batch of rye that just came out too as well. So go in there and put in the code VTT. All right. And you'll get yourself a 10% discount. And they've been a big supporter of the show since it started. They're
phenomenal products.
Right. Their distillery is on the site where 10th Mountain Infantry Division started for World War I. So go visit their distillery. It's pretty cool. And again, like I said, they're a big supporter of our mission, which again is to curb the veteran suicide rate. And for those of you that like UFC, this is just another avenue where Joe and Bill and I get together and shoot the shit with each other for a little bit. And, and it probably makes our wives happier because we probably have a lot of fun, except for the one time Joe got all triggered. But it's not a big deal. But we have a lot of fun on here. And I hope you guys are watching and making some money with us because my bookie account has been growing and growing and growing. All right. The last 3 weeks has been pretty solid. These guys on UFC. All right. The light heavyweight fight main event. And you got Johnny Walker. Gonna be hard to pick against that guy versus Jamal Hill. All right. Now, Johnny Walker's coming at 18-6 and Jamal Hill is at 9-1. I think I made fun of this guy's haircut the last time, and then he came out and destroyed whoever he was fighting. So I'm going to go Jamal Hill has that haircut so that people stare at it, and then he kicks you in the face. So I'm going Jamal Hill, head kick, second round, fight is over. Bill, what say you?
Possible. So I definitely got Jamal Hill.
Or is it Joe's turn? I forgot. I've been drinking, day drinking.
I've been going back and forth on this one on the finish. I want to say Jamal Hill by TKO, but I've been floating towards decision. But Joe, this is a 5-rounder, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. If it's a 5-rounder, Jamal Hill is going to finish it. I don't think Walker has it in him to go all 5. So I'll go Jamal Hill, late 3rd round TKO.
All right, so probably maybe an interesting fight. Maybe go enough rounds for you to kind of be vested in it.
Yeah, and Walker's not bad. I mean, he looked okay against Santos, but Santos, I think, was still trying to feel out his injury. Hill's just too good. But I think Walker will be able to avoid a knockout for at least the first 2. So I'll go Hill, late 3rd round TKO.
Very nice. Trigger Joe, what say you?
Spray it down with Loctite, because Hill is definitely one of my other locks. Johnny Walker, let's clear the air about him. Okay, they wanted him to be a star badly. He looked different. They could sell him to as a good-looking guy to, young lady fans. They could, he had the mohawk, he had all the flashy moves. He's built like Tong Po from Kickboxer. There's only one problem. He's chinny, and he's 205 pounds. That's a bad combination in the UFC, especially against a guy like Jamal Hill. He may have, there's people comparing him, saying he's got the best striking in the light heavyweight division right now, as far as how accurate he is, how hard he hits. They call him Sweet Dreams for a reason. His only loss was to Paul Craig, and it was because he went to the ground with the greatest jiu-jitsu player in the light heavyweight division right now, and he got his arm broken. I think after that, he's probably going to stay on the feet. Walker does a lot of flashy stuff, goes in and out, but there's no substance to it. He's not throwing punches or doing any damage. And Thiago Santos, Bill's right, was coming off knee surgery, and he really didn't look himself. And, Walker still lost the fight. I don't see him doing very well against a guy like Jamal Hill. I think it's a bad matchup, and I see Johnny Walker getting knocked out. And I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say 1st round knockout.
There you go. All right. Well, before we get into the best part of the show, which is the parlays and the locks and all that good stuff, I just wanted to talk about the Super Bowl real quick, because the Big Earl does the NFL here, and I said the Rams by 2 scores and the under. Okay. Now, that was one of the weirdest officiated Super Bowls I've ever watched, because they seem to let them play until the last minute and a half of the game. All right. And so anybody whining about the calls in the red zone, stop. Okay. They were all penalties. All right. Every single one of them were. Or you watched them in slow motion. All right. Which is why one of them didn't look so bad, but it's still a freaking penalty. Now, if the Rams don't throw up on themselves on that extra point, they push their spread and the under hits. And also the touchdown, the only real touchdown Cincinnati scored on their own was when the receiver took one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL by his face mask and threw him out of bounds before he caught it. Right? That is the only reason Cincinnati even scored on their own. The Rams tried to give them the Super Bowl, 2 turnovers, all that kind of stuff. All right. But like the Big Earl called it, the Rams were too good. Defense was too good. Bengals' only score was, like I said, shouldn't have counted. Should have been an offensive PI.
It's hard to win a Super Bowl when you're setting the record for most sacks.
Right, and that's what we call it. I said there's no way. And then, that was my favorite part of the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald came out flat. He did not come out gunning. All right, like I said, he needs a sports psychologist to figure that shit out. It's kind of like Aaron Rodgers, where you're one of the greatest ever player position, but like, why are you off today? Right, but he was off until when he pushed Joe Burrow out of bounds with a 100% legal hit. Right, he did nothing wrong. He didn't hit him hard. He pushed him. Okay, and one of the Bengals offensive linemen came and punched him in the back of the head. Aaron Donald went absolutely off after that. It's like whatever lineman that was, I think it was 71. All right, whatever lineman that was,
he became unstoppable.
Should never.
He should be fine
again.
Yeah, yeah. Goodbye.
Like, you just like upset Aaron Donald. Okay, well, you saw what happens when Aaron Donald gets motivated. That's what goes down. But all right, enough of the NFL talk. We had a good season. We made some money. Didn't do as well as the year prior, but we did well. So it's always good. Let's go with the guy who's trailing by 3 points, possibly by 2 by the end of tomorrow. Trigger Joe, who are your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper? I think
beautiful. My locks are Dawkins, Hill, and the last fight of the prelim card, David Onama. I like playing him by TKO. The guy he's fighting is very chinny. Benitez, he's been knocked out a lot, and I feel like Father Time's about to get him retired against a very good prospect. So, I was going to go with Mata as Miller as my DraftKings sleeper. And because of the fact that I don't really have another underdog I like as much as him, even though I picked against him, I'm still going to put him as my DraftKings sleeper because even in a loss, guys get you points. So he'd probably be the cheapest. But, Buckley's good money on there, and I like him as a strong DraftKings play. Onama's good money. I think actually, I'm not sure what kind of favorite he is, but then I like Belbita as good money on the prelims for DraftKings. So, that's probably my best DraftKings sleeper is Jim Miller. But my parlay, I'm going with a 6-fighter here.
Ooh.
And I like this one a lot. I got the women's fight expert sitting in the screen beneath me, and we talked this morning. So I'm going Belbita in the prelims. That's a female fight at what is it? Strawweight? That's 115. That's a strawweight fight.
Strawweight.
Okay, so let me get my bearings here for Christ's sake. Okay, so we got Belbita, then Jessica Rose Clark over Sarah Egger, and then Onama. So those are the 3 prelims on my parlay. Then we get into the main card. I'm going Parker Porter, Dawkins, and Hill. And I might play around with a couple of those. Dawkins to finish by sub or points, Hill to finish by TKO, and Onama to finish by TKO. I might play around with those. But I'm going to give you that one more time. My locks are Hill, Dawkins, and Onama. DraftKings sleeper, go with Miller. My parlay is Parker Porter, Chris Dawkins, or Kyle Dawkins. It's Kyle Dawkins. Jamal Hill, Jessica Rose Clark, David Onama, and Belbita in the prelims. So that's it, buddy.
Oh, you got an eyebrow raise out of Bill, the champ. Bill, send it 7. What you got?
Here's my eyebrow raise. My DraftKings sleeper and my parlays are exactly the same.
Ring the fucking! I'm putting in an extra 100 on this one, boys. Oh,
the only thing I'll add, if you want to get a little bit,
screw me on this one.
If you want to get a little bit balls.
Wait, you said yours are exactly the same as mine?
Yeah.
Holy shnikes!
I don't think we've never had that before. We never had an exact same
sandwich.
The only thing I'll add, if bettors out there want to get a little bit ballsier with a longer parlay, add in off the prelims, add in Pierce and Skelly.
I like Chaz Skelly also.
Yeah, if you want to get a little bit ballsier, you can add those 2 in. But the original parlay and original locks are exactly the same.
Wow, man, we haven't had that, but that's my tagline for when we do the podcast. So, hey, if you're listening audio, which I thank you for the first people to actually download our first I haven't been doing that. I started it last week where I put the audio on our actual podcast platform. I think we got about 1,700 downloads. So appreciate you guys downloading it. So if you're listening and you want to see our reactions, go on our YouTube channel and you can see these guys pick on camera, obviously, and then you can see, how serious they are about it, how good they are. But again, did I cut you off, Bill? Did you have anything else to give? Okay.
No, you're good.
All right. Again, big shout out to our sponsors, 10th Mountain Whiskey, and then also Zach at Veterans Mortgage Source. So go give our website a check, VeteranTrashTalk.com, and see all of our gear, our merch. You got the Dumpster Fire shirt. All right, all that kind of stuff. You got our signatures that Bill and Joe are wearing. And again, eventually, because we want to give you the best products that we can, we got to start charging for some stuff because otherwise, we're just going to keep doing the same old, which is fine. But when these guys actually do move to part down that you have to pay for their picks, it's going to be worth it. Trust me, 100%. So, hey, no show this Saturday. So this is all you get. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you guys next week.